Hey guys, I'm going to adjust the monitor here. There we go. We're starting late. I've got to do a quick today. I had disasters happen with my car keys, and so I have a lot less time than I usually do. Today is Midnight Stag because it's War Department Day, stuff that is not going to get you lucky with your spouse, right? Or your significant other. And so Midnight Stag has all the stuff that she doesn't like. And I love it. And I've got the cologne and I've got the splash today. So my nose is going to be feeling great today. I've got the Connaught Shaving Omega Jade. It's like a 011 and then some other numbers. It's a great bore brush, a wide knot. It's bilking. And then I've got a Flare Tip Superspeed. And this one is in honor of Matt. His username on Reddit was 120 in a 55. And that's today's daily challenge, is just a call to kind of pay a little tribute to him because on the 5th of this month, he actually passed away. So there's my Nasset blade, and this is use number 393. And I didn't know him really well, but I interacted with him some, and he passed away suddenly and kind of a surprise to everybody. And he used a Flare Tip Superspeed in his last shave of the day photo that he posted, and so this is a small way to pay tribute to him. Let me get busy with my face. And then let's load up. Shake some of the water out. Starting at about 10 seconds. We're not going to be picky today about the consistency of the lather because I've got like an hour and 10 minutes to shave and do my write-up. And so it's going to be fast. So that's 20 seconds of loading. Let's just let that kind of be enough. Start working it up. Zachary, you haven't missed very much of anything, sir. I just started. Seth, hey. I do actually have a black-handled Flare Tip Superspeed, which is what he actually used. I wasn't able to quickly lay my hands on it, and time was really drawing nigh, I'm afraid. But I also want to pay a little bit of homage to him in some other ways, because he took some great shave of the day photos. I did see many of those. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that one, but he loved his pets. He loved comics. He loved outdoors. His wife was so kind the day after he died to let us know. And so that was just very kind of her. These little super speeds are terrific. Hey, Anthony. Yep, there we go. 3D printed bowl working. And so, you know what I did today? This weekend, this daily challenge was kind of fortuitous because this weekend I really kicked it up a notch watching Marvel movies with my kids. And today, my son and I watched Captain America, the very first one, and he got a great kick out of it. He's going to love these movies. As we continue to watch. So we watched earlier this weekend, we watched Thor Ragnarok. That's one of my favorite Thor movies. So paying a little tribute to him. Oh, great guy. You know what I really enjoyed was his scent write-ups. He would, the way he would write up a scent, you really felt like he was communicating. He would obviously work really hard and take his time with it and get it right. He was educated about scents. You felt like you're walking away a more learned person, a more knowledgeable person from what he had done. with that write up, and you feel like, man, if there's a way that I can understand this scent, then he's just giving it to me. Now he also took really good photos of his shave gear, but I usually didn't see that quite as much as as just really enjoying his reviews. Okay. You know what? I think I saw online how somebody posted a message, and it was a two-tone. It was like red and yellow, and so they had it done in layers going up, and it was really, really cool looking. That's true, Anthony. That's true. Don't know what's going to happen to his gear. Hopefully, I'm sure his wife might contact somebody on the forum, and they might sell it off for charity, or to benefit a charity that he would have liked, or something like that. So there we go. Pretty quick to generate a nice looking lather. Let's just go ahead and not even do a rinse first. Now, this Omega brush is not like the others that I have that are kind of difficult to work with. The tips, kind of scratchy, that sort of thing. This is a wide one, and it has kind of a shorter loft compared to some other Omegas, and so it just has a nice spread, and I really think this is going to be a great brush in the years to come. It's a faux jade handle. It's made by Connaught Shaving. I'm going to add a little bit of water to the brush here. So I absolutely love Midnight Stag, and so for me, using a scent that I really cherish is kind of a tribute to him as well. He liked his whiskeys. He liked his fragrances. He liked to rescue animals. Wonderful lather here. And we have a cat. So I snuggled him a little bit today. But he's Mom's cat. So it doesn't take too long before he wants to get away. Hey, Tito, welcome. Okay. Let's let that be all the interaction we're going to do on the face for the first pass here. We've got the Flare Tip Superspeed ready to go with the Nasset. Definitely not tugging. It's very comfortable. This is a thicker lather than I usually end up using. Having to keep with it this dry just out of necessity. Still trying to keep a nice light touch. And there we go. I had was packing up to come back to this location about 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or something like that. And I locked my keys in my trunk. And where I was, I didn't have a spare set. All of a sudden, I had to break into my own car. Fortunately, I've seen AAA guys do it enough to where I'm pretty good at it now. And I was able to get my keys without having to call AAA or to borrow my wife's car to drive 2 hours to get my spare set. bowls for a 28 millimeter knot. Well, this bowl that I'm using is great for big knots. It feels a little small. I'm sorry, it feels a little big if I'm using a tiny knot, but I've definitely used my share of 28 millimeter brushes in this bowl with no problem at all. The design plans that you get online contain schematics or files for 3 different sizes. And this is the extra large size. Very comfortable shaving. It's not taking a lot of stubble off at once. Let's just hope it's fast enough, efficient enough to get the job done in a reasonable amount of time here. Oh, this scent is just terrific. Plenty of lather. I didn't need to load for this long. Yeah. Zachary, I'm glad you're enjoying your bowl. Anthony, if you look basically at any of my shaves online that use this bowl, look in the description and you'll see a video. You'll see a link to the plans. You can also just go to thingiverse.com, Thingiverse, and look for, I think his username there is Roger Quinn. He's the designer of the bowl, ROGERQUIN. And then if you want to go to sugardaddyshaves.com, you can find reviews. If you have to have it printed online, then you can find reviews there that people have told me that they've had good experiences with 3 different vendors and some other details. And so that might be of help too if you don't have your own printer. You're welcome, man. Let's do one more pass. How are we looking for time? If I hurry, I'll be okay. Oh man, but what a great. This is the original form, the original tallow. You know, it's not that new silk tallow base that Chiseled Face has out now. And this one does a nice job. It doesn't really compete with kind of the new breed where they have moisturizing stuff and all that, but I do like it. And of course, I love the Chiseled Face scents. That's for sure. The silk tallow is a really neat base, but unfortunately, you have to use almost 3 times as much product to get a good lather. And at least that's how it affects me. I'm able to go fast because I have had a lot of practice. If you're new, don't go this fast. But I am also working on a light touch. That's still very much a focus of what I'm doing. Now let's use this last pass and do an against the grain stroke right here and see how well. This has been a comfortable shave in general. I did generate a little bit of tenderness right there with that stroke, but I don't think it's a big deal at all. Just kind of cross the grain for all the passes after the first one for me. Now, some soaps will give you a nice scent burst during the shave, and And some will even last longer than the shave, depending on the notes probably that are used. Some just hold on better than others. But the splash is what is designed, number one, often to help heal your skin after the shave. And so it might have menthol or witch hazel or some different ingredients like that. But then it'll give you another scent burst. And once you get here into the liquids of a scent, you're usually seeing a more true representation of that scent than the soap gives you. That's normal. And this also is often going to have alcohol and stuff, and there's going to be some antiseptic properties with that. Some people enjoy the burn, that sort of thing. Yeah, my neck, I can't go against the grain right here. It'll really irritate and sometimes get some cuts. And so I usually stick with cross grain, but with this old NASA now at 393 uses, I have to go against the grain right there. And I have to be careful with that. I've used aloe vera in a few products, but not really as a focused part of the shave. And then, so I don't forget, we will complete the trifecta today with cologne. And there's no reason to delay, since it's not going to affect the scent. It's not going to change the scent at all. We've got the, that's more woody. Oh, there's some neat notes in there that you don't get with the splash. Oh, a sweetness almost. That is different in a way that I really like. I've used this before, but I never noticed the difference between the splash and the EDP. All right, so we ended up using quite a bit of water, about 30 milliliters of water. I think I did 30 seconds of loading, and I have another 3 passes in here, so I've got tons. I've got plenty. And it's very hydrated. It looks really good. And like I've said before, the brush rest on this design bowl, I haven't found a brush yet that it doesn't work on. The Pereira bowl and the fine lather bowl, instead of a two U shapes right here, it's like a half of a tube. And so then it depends on where the center of gravity falls with your brush and where high spots are, because then like this brush right here, this one is weighted more toward the back. The center of gravity is behind this high spot back here. And so this one will sit properly on those other bowls. But I've had plenty of brushes where the center of gravity was more toward where the brush meets the handle, and those just dump right over with those particular bowls. All right. So let's a little bit of cleanup. I think I'm going to be okay. So 120 and a 55, man, what a great legacy he left us in the shaving world. People will be using for years to come his write-ups to learn and to understand scents and to become more educated. He's just going to bless people through his efforts and his work and the giving of his time. I especially just loved reading his reviews. Just terrific. Yeah, man, practice with the lather, that's one of the reasons I start out shaking my brush out, getting rid of most of the water, because it depends on what brush you use as to how much water it might hold. And so if I shake most of it out, then I'm starting at a more even footing, and then I gradually add water back in. If you really want to work on your lather skills, then I would suggest pick your favorite soap, pick one you really enjoy, pick one brush, and focus in on those 2 for 3 weeks, something like that. And that way you're eliminating variables, and you're using the same amount of water in your brush, and then you can add water gradually as you need to. Look for traits, look for lather traits, like when you pull it up out of the out of the water, does it fall? Is there a wall right there that falls like this does? And different soaps are going to react differently depending on just their makeup. Um, does your soap have peaks that stick out? And if you turn them sideways, do they continue to stick out? Um, does your soap cling up on the wall there? Or does it fall down in as you're mixing your soap, that sort of thing. There's some different trademarks to kind of look for. Does it look very smooth like that, or does it have ripples and ridges in it? Does it look like a moonscape or the popcorn style ceiling in some of the older houses? So thank you, man. Peter, welcome, man. You caught the very end of it. You're welcome, Anthony. Most of my shaves try to achieve this kind of lather, so feel free to jump on any of those. And if you want to shortcut it, you can start one of my videos and then go into the description, go down to the lather section, and I'll tell you how the lather went, so you can know whether that might be a good one to watch or not, or that's that kind of thing. But anyway, there we go. Now, once you get your lathering skills kind of honed a little bit, and if you do use the same brush a lot with the same soap base or whatever, then you might get used to pulling your brush out of the water and giving it a certain number of shakes, 3 shakes or whatever. And then that will shortcut you, and then you just kind of mix until the water's right, but also you get your soap consistent too. I like to time my loads, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, that sort of thing. You can also get a 1/4 teaspoon scoop. I use this one. And a 1/4 teaspoon is a nice amount. For most soaps, it is more than you need for 3 passes of shaving. And so if you get that soap consistent, and then you would press that, the little scooped amount, press it into the bottom of your bowl. So now you've eliminated another variable as you're trying to get the water right. Okay. So the more variables you eliminate, the better it is going to be. So that can help you as well. Because if you are loading until like maybe it looks a certain way in the tub, then that could change depending on how much water starts out in your brush. So there's where a couple of variables are playing against each other and makes it a little more challenging. All right, man. Oh, the kind of the menthol from the splash is still kind of, fortunately, I've gotten used to it a little bit. It doesn't bother me quite as much. It doesn't have as much of a burning sensation, so I'm enjoying it. So this was stuff that will not get you lucky with your spouse, and Midnight Stag is that way. I got so many complaints last year when I shaved with Midnight Stag for the whole month, or was it the year before? Yeah, last year was Martin DeCondre, and the year before was Midnight Stag. And I would get some comments from even my kids. And so this definitely qualifies for War Department Day for the lather games. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go and write this up. Anthony, glad to help, man. Peter and Zachary and you other folks that joined, thank you so much. I appreciate your support, your conversations, and all the best to you guys. And I hope there's something in this video to help you guys out. Lather games 16. So we're now on the downhill side. I don't know exactly what's on for tomorrow, but we'll do it. Take care now. Goodbye. You too, Seth. Thank you. Zachary, take care, man. See you next time.